Alright, welcome back, yogis. Hopefully, you are already having a higher definition experience. I have a new camera, we have better sound, so hopefully you can see and hear me much more clearly. So today, after all of our eating and our stationary time at home, I'd like to dedicate a practice to our core and just general strengthening. So this is going to be a powerful practice. And if you don't have any yoga experience, I would suggest starting with a slower practice. This one's going to be a full body, focus on the core, full body exercise. So let's begin finding a comfortable seated position, rooting evenly through the sits bones, taking the hands gently to the knees. Find a comfortable seat that works for your body today and start to feel the sits bones give in. Trusting the weight of your body to the earth. And feel the hips release the upper legs and a quiet to the thighs. Imagine the hands sending grounding down through the knees, very gentle. Feel the breath move in more deeply to the belly. And rise to the mid-back. Slow exhale. Feel the breath rise now, belly, mid-back, and the upper chest. The rib cage opening out, the lungs fill to gentle capacity, and then exhale. Release the breath nice and slowly on your own. Enjoy the sensation of the breath waking up the body, opening through the body. Let it roll in through any stagnation or holding, any tension. One more deep, full body breath. And exhale. So with the next inhale, let's pull the hands up overhead and grow into your heart and lift. And then with an exhale, pulling the hands down to heart center. And a deep breath into Om. Om. Then inhale will rise through the fingers. Take your time and then imagine opening a light between the hands and clearing your space. Take any darkness or stagnation down into the floor. Let the chin just hang for a breath. Back of the neck opening. And then we'll lift the head back up. If you're up on a blanket or blocks, moving those aside at this time. And let's come all the way down to the back to start today. And let's just begin by hugging the knees into the chest and letting the shoulders release back to the floor and the back of the head open. Feel that nice quieting, maybe a little shift side to side. And then we'll take that left leg out long and pull the right knee in close. We're going to pull the knee toward the shoulder today, opening the hip a little bit. Get a good squeeze, reaching just a little through the left toes. And then we'll roll that knee back to center and pull the knee straight in. So feel a little pressure of the thigh to the belly, taking a deep breath in. And then we'll engage the core, sink into the low back. Float the left heel and draw the nose up toward the knee, taking a few breaths here. Slow breathing and release it down. Other side, we'll take the right leg out long, hug the left knee in and pull the knee toward the shoulder. Opening into that hip. Take a full breath in. And then sweep the knee around to the center and draw in. So pressing the thigh to the belly on this side, taking a full deep breath into the belly. And sinking in subtly to the low back, we'll lift the right heel and draw the nose up to the knee. And relaxing it all back. So starting nice and slow here. We'll take the shins parallel to the floor and sink into the low back. So a little slight tilt to the pelvis, and we'll take the fingers straight up to the sky. So with an inhale, we're going to lengthen the right leg out and take the hands up overhead and stretch, hovering the hands over the earth. And then exhale, we'll bring it back. Inhale, extend the left leg, full body stretch, hovering the hands, hover the foot, and back. And then on your breath, inhale, extend, exhale, back to neutral. Inhale, extend, opening the shoulders, keeping a little fire in the core. A few more times. And back. So one more time to each side. We'll inhale and extend. Exhale back. Inhale, extend. Exhale back. And let's take the toes straight up to the sky. So sinking now into the low back, draw the navel toward the floor. We're going to peel the shoulders up and peel the hips up and hold. Getting right into it today. Hello, core. I like to imagine I'm being suspended by my ankles and wrists. I find that relaxing, despite the work that we're doing, as you like. One more deep breath, let's find our edge and then roll the hips and the shoulders back down. If possible, taking both legs down together, so sinking to the low back, we'll come all the way down to the floor and stretch the body long. Wiggling out the fingers and toes a little bit, we'll hug the knees in. And extend, lifting the toes up to the sky, fingers to the sky, peeling the shoulders up, peeling the hips up. Fire in your core, waking right up. Deep breath, and then this time we'll fold back in, knees to the chest, one resting breath. And beginning to move. So with the next inhale, we're going to lengthen everything out. You can take the heels and the hands to the floor if you need to, and if possible, we're going to hover, hands and feet off of the floor. So exhale, tuck. Inhale, sink to the low back, navel toward the earth as you extend. On your breath, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We're going quickly but nice and smooth. Complete the breath, complete the motion. And exhale, dropping the head back, release. Maybe a little shift side to side here. And we'll find center. Let's bring those shins back up to hover, taking the hands behind the neck. And nice and slow, we're gonna peel up and start some bicycle kicks. Nice and slow. I feel like I've already done quite a bit for the core this early in practice. Maybe pick up the pace just a little bit. And release. Woo! Definitely some heat building in the core. So if you'd like to roll a little bit to find your way up, feel free. If you want to go over to your side and press your way up to sit, any way you'd like to make your way up to sit today. So I'm going to pull my socks off for this next part. And a sweatshirt off for this next part as we're warming up. Let's find our way into table position. So fingers spread wide, wrist creases under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. A little quiet to the elbows, drawing the navel back subtly, length through the back of the neck, and an inhale, we'll lift up into the heart. Exhale, draw the navel back through the spine. Feel all your knuckles gently in contact with the floor. Ride your breath through this nice symmetrical motion. We'll find center. Let's tuck the toes under now. Draw the navel back through the spine and lift the knees just an inch off of the mat. Drop the shoulders gently away from the ears. Let the breath carry you through. So even as you're working, quiet through the body. One more deep breath in, and then stepping back, right foot, left foot, holding in your plank position so the core is gently engaged in plank. The navel draws back to the low spine, the shoulders relax down the back. Back of the neck long, even weight through the hands, feel your knuckles. And then we'll shift the tail back to our downward dog and press, space between the shoulders. Let's rise up on the toes, opening the toe joints even a little more. Exhale, bring the heels down. Inhale, lifting up on the toes. Exhale, bring it down. We'll take the right heel up and back and stretch. Breathing into the back of the left leg. And then exhale, drawing the knee toward the right shoulder. If you can pull a little higher up toward, I meant elbow. Elbow or pulling it a little higher up in the direction of the shoulder. Inhale, lengthen back and stretch. Maybe circling the ankle. Taking a look forward, we'll rock the knee toward the nose. Tucking into a ball, deep breath in. Exhale, taking the toes back and lengthen. All through this practice, just an awareness of your core and strength. Taking the right knee across the body toward the left elbow. If possible, we'll extend that left foot out, right foot out, sink down into the left heel and peel the left fingers up to the sky. So strong again in the core. I'm going to give you a headache saying this over and over. Maybe a few dips. Hips down. 2. Quiet right elbow. 3. Take a look up, grow to the heart, and then exhale. Left hand down, we'll shift back, down dog. Deep resting breath through the body. Taking the left heel up and back, stretch to your edge. Feel the back of the right leg open. Maybe a few circles to the ankle. And then we'll draw that left knee toward the left elbow, or maybe a little higher. Full round of breath. And then stretch back up through the left toes. Looking forward, rocking forward, knee toward the nose. And lengthen back. Left knee toward the right elbow across the body. Maybe extending that left leg, sinking into the right heel, and stretch. Open out of the left palm, maybe a few dips down toward the floor. 1, 2, 3, We'll spin the right hand down, left toes back. Fire in the core. If you need to drop to the knees for this part, feel free. If you can step straight down to the elbows. Awesome. I feel my breath. I hope you're getting some good exercise at home. Dropping shoulders away from the ears, length through the back of the neck. Strong through the core. So we're going to just take 2 breaths on each side if possible, hovering the right toes. Deep breath in and down. Even weight through the elbows, taking the left toes up. 2 breaths. Inhale. 1 more. Dropping down to the knees. Let's step back up to the hands and take a shift side to side, releasing the low back. And finding center. Continuing with our arms. We'll take the elbows down, cross the hands over to the outsides of the elbows, sink the elbows down to the earth, don't let them move. We're going to hinge forward, interlace the fingers, and press into the forearms. As you do, the shoulders release away from the ears. We'll rock forward to tuck the toes and shift the hips back into dolphin pose. Again, the navel pulls back, slightly engaged. Keep that even weight through the elbows. Keep pressing to the forearms. Keep the back of the neck long. The shoulders move down the spine, away from the head. Away from the ears. If you feel like you're pretty steady here, now you can take the knees down at any point if you need to rest, but if you're feeling okay, stepping those toes a little closer, you start to feel the hips move up over the body. Keep pressing to the elbows. If you feel like you can come even maybe just a little hair closer, possibly lifting the right toes up so you don't have to be this close. You can be at rest. If you feel like you have a few more breaths in you, take the left toes up. Only if you feel strong enough to sustain this without the shoulders creeping down toward the ears. 1 more deep breath. Woo. Toes down. Let's take a little step back if you've stepped forward. Work the knees toward the outer edges of the mat and drop back, a wide-legged child's pose, brow to the floor and release. Two more breaths of rest. Breathing into the hips. And a little rock across the brow. We'll reach all the way forward through the fingers, rock up through the heart, step the knees a little bit closer together. Let's tuck the toes, float the hips back to downward dog. And looking forward, taking a big step up with the right foot into a high lunge position. Right knee directly over the right heel. Ground through that right heel. Balance the weight with the left foot. We'll square the hips forward and rise. Shoulders relax and open. So I'm going to just sink down into the left heel here. A warrior one stance, squaring the hips forward. Feel that gentle lift up into the heart, a little back bend, and then turning the thumbs in, we'll pull the hands all the way back. Feel the shoulders open. Now maintain this position with your body. We're just going to sweep the hands in front, reaching through the fingers. Again, a heat, a fire burning in your core. A rooting through the right heel, balance with the outer blade of the left foot. We'll inhale and rise. One more time, grow to the heart, just a subtle back bend, and then the hands come all the way down. We'll step back. If possible, we're going to lower through a chaturanga and hold for a breath. And then lift the heart through. And roll the hips back, downward dog. Always feel free to take a knees, chest, chin, or skip transitions altogether. We'll take a look forward, stepping the left foot up. High lunge. Ground to the left heel, balance with the right foot, and we'll rise all the way up. Let's settle in on this side, squaring the hips forward. Feel space around your body. Engage your whole body in practice. Let's sink that right heel down. Stepping into a warrior one position, right foot at a 45-degree angle. We'll grow up into the heart. Keep that lift, and then taking the fingers all the way down and back. Lengthen through the back of the neck. And then sweeping the hands straight forward. Strengthen the core. Inhale and rise. Exhale. We'll take the hands all the way down. Step the left foot back. Always shifting into the heart for chaturanga. Elbows hug into the sides. Growing up into the heart. Shifting the hips back, downward dog, and breathe. Maybe you like to bend one knee. Bend the other knee. Bend one knee. Bend the other knee. Settling down, dog. The head relax. And we'll take that right heel up and back, stretching long. Taking a big step up and spinning down the left heel. Reaching through the left fingers, we'll draw a big arc all the way up to our warrior two. Opening out the right knee slightly. Make sure the hips aren't grabbing, that there's an openness through the hips. The navel very subtly hugs in, gaze out over the right middle finger, press to the outer blade of the left foot. So let's take the right palm up, lift to the fingers, and open the right side body. Stretching back to your edge, rocking it forward. Take the right forearm down to the thigh, spin the left ribs open, and sweep the left arm in line with the ear and stretch. Nice straight line from the outer blade of the left foot through the left fingertips. And then if you're feeling strong today, picking that right arm up as well. Send it out through the fingers. Stay with it if possible. One more deep breath in. We'll spin the hands down inside of the right foot, spin onto the ball of the left foot, and 3 times we're going to take the brow down toward the floor. Elbows hug in. 1, 2, and 3. Let's heel toe the right foot toward the outside of the mat and drop into the left knee if possible, pointing the toes back. Nice, quiet right foot. So you can either hold right here and bow the head down, or if you want to come down to the elbows, you can have a block ready if you don't come all the way down. Block on a lower setting ready if you don't come all the way down, or taking the elbows to the floor, wherever you're going to be comfortable. Listen carefully to your right hip. Drop the head. Slacken the facial muscles. Nice and quiet, deep rolling breaths. And we'll step it gently back up. One hand, other hand. Tucking the left toes under, shifting back to plank position with the right foot. Find length. And we'll roll the hips back, downward dog, and breathe. Looking forward, we'll take, actually, I'm going to spin around, so you take the left foot up and back. And spin around so I can still talk to you. And then we're going to step the left foot forward and through. High lunge. And spin the right heel down. Opening. Warrior two position on this side. So let those hips open out. Opening out the left knee. Connect through the left heel. As you bend to the left knee and balance with the outer blade of the right foot. Just an awareness in the core. A little slight draw in of the navel. Focused gaze. Quiet feet. And then we'll turn that left palm up and draw a big arc. Lift through the fingers, lift to the heart as you arch back to your edge. And then roll it forward, taking the left forearm to the thigh. The right fingers rise up. We'll draw the right ribs open, Right arm in line with the ear. And stretch from the outer blade of the right foot straight through the fingertips. I'm not looking forward to this one on the side. We're going to take the left hand up if possible, send it out through the fingers. Really engage through the left heel. Really draw the navel in. Strong breath. One more breath. And exhale. Spin it down. So we're going to take the hands down, roll to the ball of the right foot, and 3 times we'll bow. 1 and 2 and 3. Awesome. And then heel toeing the left foot over, the lizard pose. Length through the back of the neck. And then if appropriate, take that right knee down. Point the right toes back. You can either bow down here, use any number of blocks on any setting, or taking the elbows down to the floor and release. Just listen carefully to your left hip and make sure this is sustainable on this side. The back of the neck open, and facial muscles release. More deep breath in through the left hip. And we'll step it back up. One hand, other hand tucking the right toes. Plank position and lengthen. Let's drop down to the knees. All the way down to the floor, pointing the toes back and just peeling up to a gentle cobra. Find your edge in cobra, reaching back subtly through the toes, growing into the heart. Make sure your hips are in contact with the floor. It's okay if you're way down here, that's your edge. If any cobra is too much for your low back today, just listen to that. One more deep breath. And release. So let's now take the elbows down to the floor. I'm going to lead the intro to a headstand, and if headstand is in your practice, feel free to pop right up. If you want to stop along the way with me, feel free. If you're more comfortable having a wall behind you, maybe set yourself up so you have a wall, just in case you don't want to go flying over. So we're going to take now the elbows down just like we did in dolphin pose, and take the hands toward the outsides of the elbow. So under no circumstances should you be coming up into a headstand or putting weight on the head or neck if you have neck or shoulder injuries today, or if you don't feel stable and secure. I don't want anybody falling at home. So then we're gonna plant the elbows down where they are, hinge out and interlace the fingers, but keep the palms open. We're gonna take the
Crown of the head to the floor, and the hands gently support the back of the head, and as they touch, we'll drop the shoulders away from the ears. Even weight through the lower arms and elbows. Just a light weight through the crown, so a real tripod here. We'll lift into the hips. So make sure the shoulders don't close in toward the ears, just like in dolphin pose. So you can stay right here and breathe. In some cases, walking the toes a little bit closer to the body. Starting to feel the hips move up over the body, and in some cases you can play around with taking your toes up off the floor. So again, a wall behind you if you don't feel stable or secure here. And then in some cases, beginning to extend the toes to the sky. Pressing evenly into the forearms. Don't let the shoulders close in. Find that trusting, balanced center if you've come all the way up. And just let the blood roll and release from the low body into the upper body. If you like to take variations in headstand, feel free. If you are not all the way up in headstand, but your neck and shoulders and arms and anything else you're working has had enough, feel free to come down to the knees at any point. So however you want to use your headstand time. When you're ready, let's take the toes down to the floor. If you've come up, drop the knees down together and sweep the hands alongside the body, brow to the floor, and release. So if this is a headstand kind of day for you, feel free to pause the video. Take some more time in your inversion. We'll interlace the fingers at the low back and press the palms together. And begin to lift the hands gently off of the back. Feel the shoulders moving closer together, and so maybe you sweep your hands all the way up to the sky. Stop at your edge. Be honest, be soft. And maybe roll across the brow. Just take a little shift to open the shoulders, very gentle, and only if that feels good. And back at center, we'll follow our fingers up to sit on the heels.
Grow up into the heart space. And release. And float the hands up overhead and stretch. We're going to take our feet toward the front of the mat. I got my two. Any way you want to get there is fine. We're going to shoot the hips forward and hug the knees in. Extending the left toes out long, just like the beginning of class. We're going to extend the right toes up to the sky. And just for a moment, walk the hands up toward the foot. Draw the right leg in toward the body. If you want to hover one more time, one more little nod to the abs, we'll take the nose up toward the knee and give a gentle pull, gentle, consistent pull, that right leg in toward the body. And then release the hands, float up overhead and stretch. And the other side. Extend the left toes up to the sky. Walk those hands up toward the foot. Give a gentle pull. Feel the truth of your left leg and any tension. Maybe it's a little different than the right side. Play with it. Breathe through it. One more deep breath. And we'll release, floating the hands up overhead. So one more time, drawing that right knee in and a reclined spinal twist. We'll work the the right knee to the left, right knee across the body, right arm out long, palm to the floor. Maybe take a look over the right fingers. Make sure that right shoulder isn't lifting up. If it is, let that be your edge. If you want to have a block over on the left side of the body to support the right knee, feel free, or blankets. Set yourself up. Slowing the breath. Feel Feel waves of breath rolling through the body and opening space between your right ribs as the body gently melts to the stable floor. Make sure you're drawing a nice full breath. And we'll work our way to the back. And extend the toes up to the sky and guide that right leg down. And switching sides, hugging the left knee into the body. And the right hand guides the left knee across, sending the left fingers out to the side. Maybe taking a look over the left fingers. Don't let the left shoulder peel up. And again, maybe the side's really different. You can support that knee with blocks or blankets. Enjoy the breath. Allow it to fill into any tension. Let the shoulders go. We'll gently roll back to center. Let's take a happy baby of some kind. So maybe just hug the shins down toward the floor, kind of as we did at the beginning of class. Draw the knees up toward the shoulders, or take hold of the outer blades of the feet and work the knees down toward the floor. And maybe a little shift side to side. Maybe one last hip stretch, taking the legs wide. Any way you'd like to end practice today, any poses, postures, or motions that you missed, feel free to pause and take those postures. And if you want to get some warmer clothes back on or pull a blanket over your body for Shavasana, please feel free. Whenever you're ready, finding your way down to your back. Once you're on your back, walking your shoulders down away from your ears. Along back of the neck. And take the heels toward the outer edges of the mat and let the feet flop open and the palms turn to the sky. Now allow the body to absorb our practice by fully releasing all tension and holding and letting the muscles just hang from the bones. And feel the points of contact between your body and floor. And feel those points softening. Feel gravity working on every part of the body as the eyes settle back. Back of the head opens and the inner ears quiet. Letting go of any judgment on any sounds or thoughts that pass your ears. Nice relaxed face and throat. Releasing through the neck and shoulders. And feel the full weight of the arms, hands, and fingers. The whole back melts into the floor. Releasing, relaxing the chest and the belly and the sides. And feel the full weight of the hips and pelvis. Giving in as the hips quiet and release the upper legs and the thighs melt. And the knees, spacious knees, release the low legs and the calves melt. And feel the weight of the heels. Relaxation through the feet as they release the toes. Let yourself go. Let your body continue to relax. ever more deeply as you rest. Let the body release and relax. And please feel free to remain here for as long as you'd like today. Whenever you're ready, come out of this slowly and begin by deepening your breath. As you're ready, actually you might still be in Shavasana. I'm going to sing Om to you. Deep breath in. Namaste. So I thank you, yogis. I hope you're feeling stronger and more relaxed and doing well out there in your homes. I miss you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.